Go.
Okay, we're just going to jump in, Kristy. Sorry. Okay, so I am Andrea Vasquez. I'm a presidential diamond leader. I asked Ambassador Diamond Leader Kristy DeJesus to jump on a team call with my team. And then I thought, why not ask Presidential Diamond Colette Bowden to have her team jump on as well? So it's my team and Colette's team and the guest speaker, Kristy. So welcome, Kristy, and thank you so much for doing this for us. And so just start by kind of sharing who you are, how long you've been in It Works, and just kind of some of your story.
Okay, you know, it's so funny because I love the limelight. I hate the spotlight. So what does that mean? Like, I just love to be at, you know, some events, and it's so cool to be up on stage. But like when I talk about like me personally, I get so uncomfortable. Like at my baby showers, I hated opening gifts, and people would like, you know, wait for a reaction, like, oh, I hate it. So I'm such a normal person where like I feel the same things I think that most of you guys do, where it's like I wanted success. I wanted to do something amazing with my life. I just didn't know what. And I became a teacher, and that was awesome. I absolutely loved my time in the classroom. I taught for 8 years, and I was totally broke, however, by the end of the month. You know, I mean, I made $2,000 a month working like 50 hours a week. So when I had my oldest daughter, Mia, I didn't go back to teaching. I stayed home with her. And that's when things really started changing for us financially. And so, you know, like a lot of people, Mark lost his job. Like maybe every other year he was out of work with his sales job. And so it was like just this crazy time where I remember like tutoring for families after school. I'd go and I'd tutor, and I would be in these like $1 million neighborhoods. And I would be like, what do these people do that they can live like this? Like how could I ever live like this? You know, or just like in a beautiful home, you know, like I don't even need the extravagant mansion, but like, what are they doing? I could not figure out what these people all had in common that they could earn that kind of income. And so I remember just even from a young age, but especially early on when I was a mom, just wanting more, just to be comfortable financially. So if you can relate to that, just please know that it's possible to absolutely change your life with this business. I found the wrap business through social media, through Facebook. And I know that it's important to tell people about the business up front in the conversation so that the rest of your conversation can be geared towards the business instead of staying with the product only. Because most people will message us about the products, which is what I did. I messaged my friend about the products, and she went right to the business. And because of that, the rest of the conversation was about the business. And so I thought right away, I'm like, well, if that worked for me, I want to do that with other people, you know? And so every time I would talk about anything from hair, skin, and nails to wraps, I would always say, listen, you should do this. I would like touch them if they were with me. I wanted them to feel how real this was. And so I needed to quickly bond with them and create a sense of rapport so they trusted me. And oftentimes you can do that just through smiling, through slowing your words down, through nodding, through touch. And so I go right to the business because that's what was done for me in that first conversation. So, you know, I didn't do anything right away. Like I sat on it and my friend stayed on me. I had known this girl, Lexi, for years and years before. Like, I don't know if you guys knew this. I was a cheerleader with the NFL for 3 years. And the girls that I cheered with were the ones that introduced this to me. So Carrie in Kansas City, I love to tell this story because I think it's a good story. And I think stories are what stick. So there's like 7 of us that all cheered together for the Chiefs. Oops, my battery's low. Okay, I'm back. Hi. So Carrie was the first one that found the wraps, and Carrie joined the business through this girl named Lori Conway, who's an Ambassador Diamond. So Carrie started posting on Facebook about, you know, the wraps and joining the business. And I was like, why would Carrie Crossley join a business and an MLM? You know, what the heck? Because Carrie's husband is ridiculously wealthy. I think they sold some contract to CarMax for like $30 million. And they own airplanes and hotels and golf courses. Like, it's like a weird wealth that Carrie has. I don't know anyone else like Carrie Crossley. So the fact that she joined the business fascinated me. And I was like, what is that? And so I share that story only because you never know who's going to say yes to this opportunity. I would have never talked to Carrie Crossley about becoming a distributor if I was Lori, that girl has way too much money. She doesn't need any more. She's good. She would never say yes. I would have prejudged her, you know, and Lori knew that. And she asked her anyways, do you want to be a distributor or a customer? And Carrie decided to get some free product and discounted wraps and became a customer because Lori asked her the question. So that's how it really all started. Was Carrie joined, then Lexi joined, and I saw these girls posting, and I messaged finally after weeks of seeing it. But if Lexi would have left me alone, I would never have joined. Lexi called me all the time. She messaged me all the time. And it was never in a hounding way because I was the one that reached out. Like I was the one that was interested, you know? And so every time she would message me back, it was never like, hey, I'm bugging you again. Like, do you want to sign up? It was like, hey, just want to check in. How are you? Haven't talked to you in a couple days. Like, how are things going? You know, you were just on my mind today. Of course we would talk about wraps, but Lexi didn't drop the ball is what I'm saying. And as I'm even telling you this story, like I get emotional almost because I drop the ball with people sometimes. I do. I message them a couple times and then I drop the ball. And what if Lexi would have done that with me? Because it wasn't a big deal to me. I didn't know how great this was going to be. I didn't know anything about anything. I was just interested. But Lexi stayed on it and she messaged me and reached out and was thoughtful for weeks, you guys. She did that. Never apologetic. It was just out of thoughtfulness, you know? And I remember the day that I gave her my information. I'm giving her my social. I'm giving her my credit card as I was driving through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. You know, she's like, let's just get you signed up. Let me just take your information. And I was like, all right. I still wasn't like a resounding, like, let's go. You know, it was just like, I just needed that nudge, that someone to like take my hand and be like, lead me to the water here. I bugged Lexi every day, 20 times a day with questions. And she would direct me to the team page, but she would always answer my questions. And I'm so thankful that she never like micromanaged me. She let me just soar with the business. And I try to lead my team that way, where I don't like check into people's accounts or bug them. You know, because some leaders can be a little harsh when it comes to that. And so I just try to always lead with love. Hang on one second. Hi, I'm so glad you're back. Hello. So anyway, so when I jumped in, you know, I started posting on Facebook. And if I scroll back all the way back 5 years ago into my business, you know, how I first began, I was not smooth with how I used to advertise. Like my words were not very cool. My pictures, I didn't even crop them out. Like, there was nothing polished and professional about how I went about this business. I mean, I just like went at it, you know, and I showed people every single day what our products do because it's interesting. And that's how I built my business, was literally one post at a time. I didn't have like 20 people like my pictures or 10 responses. I had one, you know, and then another time I had one more and I had someone asking questions, and it was just like this tiny little growth spurt that started happening because I was consistent. The interest stayed consistent. So anyways, I made my first $1 million my second year in the business. I was a millionaire. You know, I still sometimes as I tell my story, I still am like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe it happened. You know, I'm just a normal girl, a normal mom. But I found the best opportunity, the best products, and I just love being a part of this company. I love it. You know, it's like, you know, you love, I mean, think about what you really love outside of your family. There's very few things that we really love. And I'm really protective of our company. I'm really protective of our leaders. You know, I don't gossip about people. I work my business every day on some level, you know, and I want to grow as a person. And so if you're new to the business, I hope that you hear that, you know, just that someone that's been in for 5 years, I love this company. I love my team. I'm growing myself as a leader, and I'm working my business still a little bit every day.
I love it.
All right. So do you want to ask some questions?
Okay.
And I was like totally picking before I got on here.
Okay. So Andrea and I are going to switch off on asking the questions. So hearing your story then, and hearing that you're a millionaire and you've been in the company, in the business for 5 years, can you share with our distributors here that might be feeling a little, I don't want to say frustrated, maybe stagnant, or maybe they're not seeing things go as quickly as they would like, or not quite meeting the goals that they would like. Can you share with them how you got over, you overcame your frustrations or obstacles. That's a great one. If you can share how you kind of got over that so that you can help them right now.
Yeah, I remember my first year, my first winter, and I was talking to one of my main leaders, Rachel, and we were like, "What's happening?" And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked," because we were both feeling it, we just weren't talking about it. And so we went to some of the other leaders that were already at the top level. I think we were like triple diamonds maybe at that point. And they all said, like, listen, this is just how it is. Like, if things slow down, but there's always this boom that happens in January. So just like hang in there because this boom is coming. So I signed up in March. So March, I can't remember, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I still promoted to Presidential Diamond that month of December. So I know that it's possible, but I still saw, and we spoke about it, about a drop in volume, people signing up, distributors working. Like, I remember feeling it and thinking like, oh, okay, this is normal. And because of what I saw that next conference and the boom and just the way I felt after conference, I don't worry about it anymore. I mean, it's just a part of the business. It's like every year I kind of gain weight during the holidays. Like, I just come to expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know in January, like, I'm going to do something about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't freak out if I get on the scale. Like, I don't like it, if you get on the scale and you see the number or you can't fit in your pants, like, no one's jumping up and down the same way in the business. Nobody's like pumped up about volume dropping, but you just do something about it. And when do you do something about it? When you're sick of it, I mean, all of you on this, I bet, have gotten to the point where you're like, I am not going to look and feel like this anymore. Like, that is it, right? That's how I feel about my business come January, February. Like, this is it. And then you just like grab your business by the head and you're like, I am not going to suffer and feel like this anymore. And you just start doing things differently. You just start coming at it differently. And so I don't know when that's going to happen for each of you. Just like it's a personal thing, but it's exciting when you go to conference. It's exciting when there's new bonuses on the line, new products. I was talking to this girl, like, I'm so bad with names, so please forgive me. She has the really pretty curly hair. She's corporate. She's like Mark Pentecost, like right-hand assistant. There's two of them. There's a dark haired girl and then there's one with curly hair. Anyway, she's amazing. She's been with the company for about a year or two. I have to find out her name because it's bugging me that I don't know it with you guys. But I talked to her for a long time on the cruise. And so she works with Mark Pentecost like all day long. And I think hearing from her on the cruise just about him being sick right now and how, like, even though he's sick, he still comes into the office and he still works so hard. And he's like, I can't let my company down. Like, I'm going to do this. It doesn't matter if I don't feel good. I'm going to do this. And like, she's crying and we're all crying because she's like, if you guys just knew how much like he believed in this, if you knew that like there's nothing in him that's stopping, that this is a legacy that he's built. There's so many great things they're planning for you guys because they want you to succeed. Like, they want you to do well. They want you to make money. They want you to be financially free. That is their goal. And that's my goal and Andrea's goal and Colette's goal, right? Like, we want you guys to be free, And so Mark feels the same way for all of us. And that's why, like, I just don't worry. I don't want to join another team or another company because I know it will never be the way that this company is. It won't have the heart. It won't have the soul of this company. And I don't want to start over from zero and go message all my friends and be like, so that whole It Works thing didn't work out, but now I'm selling nail polish and I'm super pumped about it. Like, I could never do that. I would feel like a fraud. So sometimes when these girls jump to another company, in my mind, I'm like, what do they think is going to be different over there? What? Maybe a couple posts and a couple months in, then what? Where are they going to be in a couple months? Same place. It's not about really where you're at. It's do you have a product that people want, can use, will need? There's life and sustainability there. Are the products affordable and ones people truly want? And do we have a freaking kick-ass compensation plan, that pays so well, so well. I was just talking to this other girl. So just, because I want to bring it up. It's like there's an elephant in the room sometimes, and sometimes when people see things change, they immediately think maybe it's better over there. Oh, it's not. I don't know anyone making money in other businesses, no matter what they portray on Facebook. So I was talking to this other girl, and she's, going to sign up and do something else. And I was looking at their comp plan, and as I'm reading it in my mind, I'm like, no, this is not how you make money. It's not built to pay them and to create freedom for you guys. It's not. So I don't worry. I just know that it's a part of it. It's like gaining weight. It sucks, but when you're ready, when you're really ready, you're going to do something about it.
I love that. And I was thinking sometimes our frustrations might not even be because of the fall. Like, it has to do with ourselves, and how much are we truly being honest with ourselves with the efforts that we're putting into our business, the efforts that we're putting into personal development. If we're frustrated, sometimes it's a lot of lack of action, whether it's in any of those areas. So I know that I've personally been discouraged or frustrated when I haven't met certain goals, and it hasn't been during the fall and winter time, but I also haven't been pouring into myself and working with my team and doing the parties and talking to people like I should have. So I loved what you said. We already have people commenting saying that you're bringing them to tears, and it's really inspiring. So thank you for answering that question. Andrea, what question do you have?
Okay, so mine is, so what if you're doing everything that you can and you're just, for whatever reason, are not completing the steps to success every single month? What else can you do, or what more could I do if I'm not completing it every single month?
Well, I think that's just an easy question to be like, I've done everything I can, but I'm not, like, it's not happening. My first, like, I just remember being a teacher, and I'm a parent. So if my child comes in, they're like, I've looked everywhere, Mom, for it, and I just find it. What do you guys say that have kids? You're like, really? Have you looked everywhere? And this is what I always say to my kids. I'm like, if I go in there and I find it, like, that's it, like, I'm going to spank you, like, because you're bugging me. No, but that's how I respond to it. I'm like, really? Have you looked everywhere? Because that's just the first nature, is to be like, I've done everything. And I want to say, well, what have you done? And have you really done everything? Because I just think that's a blanket statement that I can't even go beyond that, because I would really want to I would want to talk to the distributor and be like, tell me what you've done. And then it's kind of like listening to a 10-year-old talk, or they're like, but I've done this and I've done this. And I almost want to be like, but have you really? And like, how much have you put into this and this? And let me see the message here. Because I've got a distributor, there's a huge language barrier that's there. And I messaged her and I'm like, how are things going with BOGO? Like, what's going on? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm messaging 100 people. And my first thought is like, oh, they're probably like cold leads, people that you never talk to and deal with. And then here comes this BOGO ad in a private message. Like, it's just hard. That's a hard message to be received. My work, when I start laying the foundation, like what I do mostly on Facebook, you guys, when I'm on, is I'm connecting with people. I'm just liking and being present and just being courteous. I haven't been doing a very good job of that the last 2 weeks, and my posts reflect that. When I only have 16 likes or 32, to me, that tells me that I'm not connecting enough with people. I'm just not. So if I make a post, I immediately need to get off my Facebook page and start going and connecting with people that are not in the business. I'm not trying to pitch them or sell them. I'm just trying to love them, and just be thoughtful. Because every time I like a picture or post under a comment, they're going to get notification of it. And it's just interesting that all of a sudden Jamie would message and say, oh, I love that, or that Taz would like a picture. What do you do if someone likes your picture? Don't you normally go and like look and see what picture they liked? Right? Like, people are people. They're at the core of us. We're all the same. So when you fail to do that part, when it comes time for BOGO, no one's on your page looking. You missed it. You missed it the last 2 weeks because you were not doing that enough. Does that make sense? So you could message all day long. These are people that you have no relationship with. You have not been in their life and they haven't been in yours. And now suddenly you want them to join your team. Like, it doesn't come across well. So I just would challenge you more than anything else, especially this time of year, is just get off distributors' pages, get off team pages, because you're spending so much time probably looking on all these pages that you might be on. Maybe you're running a page that you don't need to be running right now. Your team could do just as well staying just on Andrea's page. You've got my page as well. There's enough pages going on where if you're spending your time doing that and not connecting, you're missing it. Because when it's time for January and the big boom, no one's on your page. They're all on other people's pages, and distributors see your stuff and you see distributors' stuff. That's not going to grow your business. Okay, so that is the number one thing I think people go wrong. And I've been guilty of it too for the last 2 weeks. I'm just engaging with distributors, and I've been on a lot of pages, a lot of team pages, and my posts reflect that. So it's a good awareness for me to be like, oh gosh, I only got 8 likes on that. Okay, time to go connect. So anytime I do an It Works post, especially for It Works, you guys, if I do a post about the business, the product, I shared something tonight about a lady paying off her car on my main Facebook page. I just saw it on the team page. You guys could do that too. Take a screenshot of it. You don't have to tag her if you're not friends with her, and just be like, I'm so excited to see somebody on our team pay off their car. That's incredible. That's why I said yes to this business. And that's it, like just a screenshot. You do that first, then you go and connect with as many people as possible. Go through your friends list. There are hundreds of people you never talk to on Facebook. Don't comment yet. If you have not talked to this person in 20 years, maybe let's just start with a like. Write their name down. In 2 days, go to their page again and like a few things. Because when they see your name and they see that Andrea's liked the 7th picture, they're going to be like, what's up with this Andrea? What's she doing? They jump on your page. That's how Facebook works. And they start connecting with you, and they start seeing your stuff now in live feeds. That's how you build your business. People trust you. They like you. And when they're ready for extra income, when they're ready to change their body in January, when they're sick and tired of being broke and they see someone that's happy and successful, they're going to message you. This is the time you lay the foundation. Okay. So if somebody says, I've done everything, to me, they have not done that to their full and best capabilities. And that's how you build your business. I think along with parties, those are your most successful ways to build your business.
I love it. I want to add something to that. So I told myself I had to get out there, and so I booked tons of booths. And every day, my dad is just so cute. He calls me, how's it going? How did the booth go? And I'm like, it was good. Did you sign somebody? Did you get this? And I'm like, yeah, it's not necessarily to sign them right there on the spot. It was to get their contact information, to either add them on Facebook, to get a catalog in their hands, to connect with them, and then they can sit there and follow me. And as I add them on Facebook, then follow me. It's not for me to hurry and sign that sale right there. Yeah, I get some loyal customers, but to me, it's like you said, planting that seed and engaging with that person, building that relationship, and then pulling them in a little bit later.
Yeah. You know what? I think of my kids, and I think about when I used to be a school teacher. I didn't care, honestly, you guys, and don't judge me for being a parent. I really don't care if you do. I want my kids to love learning. I want them to love to go to school. I want them to have the experiences of school, but I want them to love to learn. If they get a C, so be it. Love to learn. And I want you to love the business in the same way, because it feels good. This business should not feel like work. This business should feel light and fun and joyful and rewarding and fulfilling. And if it's not, it's the same way that you would have a child like study this and memorize this, and I'm going to quiz you on Wednesday. There's nothing fun about that. And it sucks the joy out of these children. But in every way, the way that you think and you're working your business, it's doing the same to you. So I was thinking today, I am aching to get back to how I first started the business. When Rachel and I would go and do these crazy wrap parties, and we would invite everyone on our team, and there'd be 30 people, and it was an out of control mess. We would have the most fun. We'd sit around and have some wine afterwards and be like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? This is so crazy. I miss the wrap parties. I miss the connecting with my team. I'm aching for it because the work hasn't been fun lately. And that is, I think, the best. That's what draws the most people in, is they see that, because who's loving working in a cubicle on the phone all day? That's not fun. So when they see that you're actually having fun with your wrap business, it's interesting. They take a second look. And so for Andrea and for Colette, especially because I know they've been doing this with me for a couple years, there was some things that you guys did at the beginning that you're not doing anymore. There were things that you guys did in the beginning that made your soul come alive, and you're not doing it anymore. And I just I just would beg you and plead with you to go back to how you worked your business in the beginning. The simplest things that you did, the simple ways that you posted, the simple things that you did to connect with your team and to get wraps on people. You know, we can never go back to who we were back then, but we can do some of the things that we did back then gave us so much joy. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to open my house next Wednesday, and I posted on my smaller page that I work and just said, we are going to do dream board goal setting workshop at my house next Wednesday. Who's in? Like, I want that. I don't care if we talk about the party pad. I miss my team. And so it's just something to think about, you know, like, how can we really get back to the basics? What are some things that we used to do that we haven't done in a long time to bring the joy back? I want you to love your business again.
Awesome. Okay, so I have a short question and then I have a question after that, but I have a distributor who wants to know, you talked about almost leading with that, becoming a distributor. So if someone's interested in the product, can you share what your conversation or Facebook message might be about leading them into distributorship when they're asking about product?
Okay, so let's say someone messaged me and they're like, hey, Kristy, I have a question about the hair, skin, and nails. You know, I just want to know more about that. How does that work? I can take the lazy man approach and message them back, or I can get into the fun like I was just talking about and say, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm driving right now. My day is so crazy busy. Can I call you for just 2 minutes? Now she's probably going to be like, oh, because people are just so nervous to get on the phone anymore with people, right? Like, we just all hide behind these messages. That is what I think works the best, is to get on the phone. Why? Because you're going to build a relationship with this person. I'm busy. I'm so sorry. It's this crazy day. Everything's, you know, like Mach speed. Can I call you for just 2 minutes? And I'll just tell you how quick it is to get started with this product. You know, whatever you want to say, that's what I would message back. And every time you're about to write a novel about how to become a loyal customer in 3 months, and you're a customer for life, and you're going to write it all out in paragraph form, I want you to remember this conversation and say, that's the lazy man approach. I'm about to do it. Yes, I am. I'm going to type and I'm going to box it in and paragraph it out. Lazy man approach. See if you can get them on the phone and take that approach of, I just have 2 minutes. Like, be busy, sound busy, you know, get them on the phone. That's what I would do. And then when you're talking to them, that's when you could easily say, something that feels authentic to me. Like, I try to just be really natural in the conversation, you know, like make small talk first. It's kind of like hard to say exactly what I would say, you know, because the person's not talking, but I definitely would say something like, I let everybody know this has been the blessing of a lifetime. I joined as a distributor. I was just like you, asking about the products, and my friend said, Kristy, you should become a distributor. Most of your friends have never tried these products. And because she simply said that to me, I asked some questions about the business. And, you know, now I earn 6 figures. Whatever you want to say, you could say, I'm planning to earn 6 figures this next year with my business and retire. I think you'd be an amazing distributor. Just keep that in the back of your mind if that's ever a good fit for you. You know, and I just want to like plant that seed of distributorship so that it's there and that we can kind of see where things go. I think a lot of people fail to do that because the person didn't ask. So I don't want to like say something because they didn't ask. But, you know, I'm so confident in the business that I love talking about it. I'm not nervous to talk about it. You know, it's like breathing for me to talk about the business. You know what I mean? In the beginning, though, I was like everybody. I didn't know. I just still did it because of how it was done for me. If Lexi would not have said early in the conversation, Kristy, you should become a distributor. Nobody knows about this. You should totally do this with us. If she would not have said that phrase, I might have signed up as a customer and then canceled after 3 months because that's what she told me to do. You know, so I felt really confident going about it like that because that's what got me interested. It's like you do what works for you. So that's my answer on that, is just to be natural, get them on the phone. Don't take the lazy man approach and box it all out, you know, in your paragraph form. Few people are going to order that way. And most of them probably won't ever join your business. And if they do, they're not going to do much. You know, it's the ones that you really build a relationship with that end up, you know, sticking, I think, and catching the vision.
Well, and it's that transfer of emotion, and they can hear your excitement. That is what creates, it brings it to life instead of just giving them the information. They'll remember that. So thank you. I'm glad that you answered that. I'm already getting some thank yous, so that was good. So now we have what, 16 people on this Zoom, and a lot of them said their next goal for 2017 was diamond. Can you share with them what a typical day or typical week might look like for them to push to diamond?
Yeah, so my first thought is when you said like they've set a goal, because I'm trying to think of like all the goals that I've set for myself. And, you know, like I'm just going to be honest, like I'm going to be 41 soon. And I know I don't look like that, but I am. And there's times in my life where I'm just so frustrated that maybe I'm not where I want to be. For me, it's like a struggle with my weight. Like I feel like I've always struggled with my weight. And I just feel like I'm so sick of like talking about it so much that I just need to do what I said I was going to do. Do what you say you're going to do. Do what you say you're going to do. So every time that you hear yourself say, yeah, I want to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that. You know, think about it. Okay, here's a moment where I'm actually saying I want to do something. Now I need to do it instead of just talking about it, because most of you on, you know, I'm probably the oldest one on the call, which is hard for me because I'm still like 20. I'm still like, you know, a 25-year-old mentally. But I just feel like I don't want to always be dragging this thing around, this weight, the weight of the weight. So if your goal is diamond, and that was your goal last year, and you didn't do it, I want you to start thinking about where you are failing when it comes to doing what you said you were going to do. You know, and it's just like an honest look at yourself. So diamond is where the money's at. It's where everything changes in your business. It's where choices and options become available to you as you stay and work your business. You know, you don't quit at that point. You keep going. But that's where the fun starts, honey. Like that's where it is at, is diamond. On my 2.0 leg, I maintain diamond over there. And I mean, it's like $1,600 just like sitting there every month on that 2.0 leg. It is huge. $1,600 is like, I mean, that's what most families could like pay their bills with, you know, outside of their mortgage, perhaps. Like $1,600 is such a big deal. And I don't even cab over there. Like it's just money sitting there. It is the blessing of a lifetime to hit diamond. So the hardest part in this business is 0 to diamond. You have nothing. Like you have literally like ground zero to diamond. Hear me out, is the hardest part about this business. It's getting to diamond. The faster you can do it, the easier it will be. The faster you can do it, the longer it will hold. The slower it takes to get to diamond, the more things all start to fall apart. There is something about momentum and speed. And I don't know necessarily why it works, but it just does. Like you got to move this thing. And how do you do that? When this girl signs up and she's a distributor, she has a launch party. Like ASAP, because at that launch party, whether it's online or in person, someone's going to join as a distributor most likely. And then on we go to her party. And then on we go to that person's party that signs up. That's how you grow this thing fast. And you do it together with a teammate. You can be sideline teams. You know, I know Andrea and Colette are on different teams, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you guys are on the same team. You just like found each, oh yeah, you found each other like on the cruise.
Yeah.
Right? Yay. That's so cool. Okay. I forgot about that. So if Andrea's got a party, she lets people know, this is where I'm at Wednesday night, y'all. Like you got people, you better bring them. And even with Colette, she's got people. Why does that work? They're not even on the same team. Who cares? It's excitement. It's momentum. It's people there. They see them being excited. You guys work together. You put your best presenter up front. Like it's not time to like train. Have your new people share about the greens. Have them help you pass out samples or brochures. Have them introduce the party if it's their launch party, why they started with It Works. But put your best presenter up front. Got it? That is important. So you work together as a team and you do these wrap parties and you go on the next week to someone else's house and you're like, hey guys, this is where we're at Friday night. And you let it be known and you get people there and you tell her like, is it okay if I bring a couple of my distributors? They're going to train and learn and help us out. And it's going to be so much more fun if we have a few extra people there. Like that's a good system. So once you get to diamond, it's no different than when you're an ambassador or when you're at zero starting out as a new distributor. My life isn't any different. I'm getting what I'm putting into the business right now. And if those of you that are on right now will just be honest with yourself for a second, you don't have to nod or raise your hand or anything. If you really look at how hard you're working and then what your paycheck is, it's probably pretty equivalent. I thought of this the other day, and I'm just going to be really real with you for a second. It made me really sad because I'm a hard worker, and I've always like worked really hard at my jobs, whatever I've been doing. And I can't imagine, so like I teach spin now, I teach spinning and Pilates. I can't imagine going in to teach my class and then going and sitting on the floor and just talking to the members. I could if I really wanted to, you know what I mean? Like somebody would tell on me at some point, but I could just sit down and be like, we're just going to like hang out today and talk about like, some diet tips and what works. And I'm not going to do what I was paid to do. I'm just going to do my own thing in the corner. Okay. I would not be paid very long. I would not keep my job very long. Would you agree? Like there's going to come a day where the managers are going to find out and like, we're done. We're done with Kristy. So if I wouldn't do that at my gym, right? Why do I look at my business with It Works any different and maybe not do anything for 2 or 3 days? And I'm still getting paid. My company's still paying me. It Works is still paying you. What are we doing? Like it made me sad almost because I don't work my business the way that I used to. I'm comfortable. I make so much money. I'm comfortable. And sometimes I'm like, Mark Pentecost still pays me. He still pays me. He still paid me today. That's pretty generous. That's what residual income is about. That's the beauty and the blessing of it. However, when I stop at my actions, it makes me feel sad because I know I'm better than that. I know I'm capable of more than that I have asked it today. And I didn't put my best into this business, but I still wanted my paycheck. That's not fair. That's not fair to my boss. That's not fair to my company. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I want to be more real with myself and what I'm doing and how I'm spending my time and the effort that I'm putting into my business. I want to earn my paycheck and feel good that my company is paying me for a job well done. Because most of us on this call, we're getting paid with what we're putting into it. And so that's why I don't complain if my check is down. If it's half what it used to be, I'm still so thankful because I'm getting out what I'm putting into it right now. So hopefully that like kind of, I don't even know what the question was.
It was great. Andrea, you're up.
No, I loved it. It was good. Okay. So this is the last one. So what I want you to do is just share, to end the Zoom, I just want you to share with what you see coming in 2017 and how to end 2016 with a bang and not slow down like Mike and Mark talk about. Don't slow down and just go through that, the finish line. Just keep running. Basically, just keep the momentum moving. So what would you share about what's coming in 2017 and how to end 2016 with a bang?
Okay, so let's just equate this back to weight loss for a second. When you feel really good about yourself and you're just like, I'm looking amazing, and then you get on the scale and the scale does not reflect that, and how do you see yourself then? Are you like, oh, like suddenly you're just like completely not making progress? Like your eyes have changed. Have you ever done that? You're like, I'm looking good. Let me see what is happening. You step on the scale, you're like, what? How could I have gained 5 pounds? What in the world? And like you get off the scale and now you're like, oh my gosh, right? And you're so frustrated with yourself. Okay, I don't want you to take the same approach to your business these last few weeks because this is what you could do. You could be like, I'm going to enroll 5 distributors by the end of the month and 6 loyal customers, right? So you get 2 weeks in and you haven't done anything. And it's the same way of being like, I suck at this business. I can't do it. Nothing's working. So don't let that be your litmus test right now, is how many people you're going to sign up. Okay. That is not a good way to go about this. Like saying, I'm going to lose 5 pounds by the end of the month. It's the holidays. So let's just be real. So what I could do instead is say, I am going to do everything in my power not to eat past 8 o'clock at night. I am going to walk every day. these are things I can control. Do you understand? I can control these factors so that when January 1st rolls around, I'm just at a good place. I'm not necessarily where I want to be, but I didn't fail. I'm not like, oh my God, you can't reach any goal, Kristy. Like, I don't want to feel defeated. So what are some realistic things that you could set for yourself between now and the end of the year that are controllable, that you have control over? You could post every day about the product and the business. You could go onto 20 people's pages, not in the business, every day, and just like and be thoughtful and look for something interesting. That's what I do. I jump on someone's page and I just look for something interesting that I can like. And I write their name down so that I don't forget them, because I will forget them. Okay? I can do an online party every week. I don't care if anyone shows up. I can put it out there. I can invite my team. I can control that. I can do that. Does that make sense? So you and your team, maybe your direct downline, your upline, however y'all want to do this when we hang up, get a plan together that is doable with daily activities that you can control so that you feel good about your business and you feel like you're getting somewhere in your business. Who signs up? I don't know yet. That's the adventure of it. I don't know who's coming, but I know there are things you can do every day that will move you closer in that direction so that the enrollments will start coming in. Okay?
I love that. I love it. Andrea, what were you going to say?
Oh, just now, what do you see for what your vision for 2017? Like, what do you see happening with the company? Like, where can we take our businesses?
I just trust so much. It's like so hard to say to someone, you gotta like trust in me, but I know me. You don't know me, but I know me. And I know I'm not quitting. This is my career. I want to be like Melody McFarland. I always call her Melody. And she's like, Kristy, it's Melody. I've called her Melody for like 5 years. So she's been in the company for 10, 11 years. Like, I want to know what that feels like. She has seen everything, y'all. She has seen people come and go, leaders rise to the top and fall. She's seen people love it works and then turn on the company. She's seen everything. And there she is, 10, 12 years into it. I forget how many years now she's been in there. And that's the kind of person I am. I'm built that way. So I just know that our corporate team wants this to be $1 billion brand. They want to get into new countries. And it's not like, somebody maybe in Brazil, but once we open there, you're going to have people on your team that do. I mean, like I say with a sense of pride, like I have a huge New Zealand team, even though I did not sign. That's through Colette and Michelle's leg. But I love to say they're a part of my team. Like, I'm so proud of that we have a huge group out of Australia and New Zealand and in the UK growing. Like, that's incredible. And that will continue to happen as we open new countries. So the girl that I was telling you about with the real cute curly hair who works for Mark, she's like, if you just knew all the things that are ahead, every meeting that we plan, looking at different ways that we can plan and bring things new for you guys. Are we recording? We are recording. Okay, I'll tell you. I just always get weird when I'm recording because I just like have a little inside information about something. But
okay, stop the recording.
I will stop the recording right now. Okay, this is how we're going to say it. Thanks, Kristy. It was good talking